We live at the winner's table.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Tony D, the best kept secret, Duval County.
Oh man,
what's happening with you?
Cause it's a blessing. Cause this is my first podcast. We going live. I can't say this enough. My first guest, man, is like, man, he's
this cat here, man.
He's more than just a brother.
He's more than a brother, man. This cat, man.
I get emotional sometimes, and I ain't gonna do that today, cuz.
Go ahead and cry. If you got to cry, it's your party. You heard that song? It's your party, and I cry if I want to. It's your party, man.
I can't do it. I ain't gonna cry, y'all, but I'm gonna tell you, man, when somebody loves you,
right,
the way that you love them,
right,
and give you so much support,
right.
And a lot of people that know me and supposed to love me, don't support me like this man do.
Right.
He done brought me on stage in front of 15,000 people.
15K.
This ain't no cap. This is real.
Real deal.
He do so much in the community. Man, he not just a radio personality.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, I can't say it enough. Mr. Gene.com.
Gene.com in the building. Welcome. Clap it up. Look at my brother. My brother.
I was sitting over there listening to that introduction. I'm like, who are we talking about? What are we talking about?
We talking about you,
We talking about you,
Man,
Gene.
thank y'all, man, for having me at the winner's table. Your very first one, the inaugural episode, and I made it.
Yes.
Mama, I made it.
You made it, man.
You hear me? One more round of applause for the .com. You hear me?
Oh, man. So, Gene, man, just to let the world know who don't know who you are, who they don't know, who they listening to on the radio station.
Right.
Let the world know who you are.
So they can put the face with the voice or the voice with the face. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, Gene.com, Duval, bred and fed. Fire Red, he can vouch.
I can vouch.
He can definitely vouch. We come from the soil together.
Right.
Moncrief is the origin of town.
Right, the origin.
The origin of town, the north side.
Yeah. Simon Johnson was the meeting place.
Simon Johnson was the meeting place. That was the melting pot. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
They say, can anything good come from the north side? And, I'm here to say I'm not, I'm a product of the environment, but I wasn't influenced by the environment to the point to where I became a statistic. I wanted to do something a little bit different.
Right.
And connecting the dots is what I did. That's my whole formula.
Right.
God and connecting the dots.
Yeah.
Right. He speaks so well. I love the way the dog. I love the way the gentleman
talk. Got into radio in '99. It's a long story. I don't know how much time we got, but we
got an hour, baby.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you the short version because I know y'all got a bunch of stuff y'all want to ask.
Yeah.
But I was working for a delivery carrier company, Airborne Express.
Okay.
Back in the day, Airborne Express, those gray vans was everywhere all over the city. So I was working for a carrier company. Started delivering to the radio station.
Oh.
And bumped into the morning show producer at the time. It was the Flavor Unit back then with Chill Will. It was Dr. Doom.
Flavor Unit. Shout out to the Flavor Unit. Y'all listening. Shout out to Flavor Unit.
Yeah, that was 92.7. That was the homegrown station back then.
Right.
And at the time, so that station was only like a 6,000 watt station. People didn't even know that, but it covered the city pretty good.
Right.
And that's where I made my bones at. I got into it because I was just looking for another source of income.
Right.
Like it really wasn't about popularity or nothing like that. Like I wasn't thinking about branding or nothing like that. It was like, hey, I can get me another stream of income. At the time I had a son. So I was just trying to, make those ends meet.
Right.
As a father would.
Right.
You figure that was 1999. It's 2022.
Right.
I'm still in the game, man.
Still in the game, man. One more time. I'm finna round of applause all goddamn show.
That's God.
Right.
For real.
What turned into that, I salute William Barker, Chill Will, for opening up the door and letting me come in to get a shot.
Right.
And the rest has been history, man.
Hey, man, listen. I done been up there at the radio station, and I seen what y'all go through, man. People be thinking that it's peaches and cream to get on that radio, man.
It's a lot of politics involved, man.
Oh, man.
It's a lot of politics. And see, at that time, the roster was stacked.
Ooh.
it was stacked back in the 90s, like 90s and the 2000s. Man, it was stacked. You had people just trying to get on from like part-time.
Right.
Like you wasn't even part-time. You was just trying to get on.
Right.
And for me, they never even asked me, or offered a position. They never did that. Not until I came and just actually took a position.
Made you a position.
I made a position.
Right.
I became a fixture
Right.
in the morning show.
Oh, okay.
Again, all that was, that was God and that was Chill Will.
Right.
That opened up the door. And then that's when they came back and was like, hey, we see what you're doing. Can you, be a part of this? And, I got on the promotions team and things of that nature. But it's a lot of politics in it.
And on that note, I wanted to know, like, a lot of artists out here want to know. You got a lot of independent artists, indie artists.
Yep.
They be trying to get their material played on the radio.
Yep.
So let these cats know, because like, say as a DJ, I'm a DJ, you're a DJ. A lot of people come up to me, man. How can I get this on the radio?
Right.
And I don't have the correct answer for them, man. So tell them the proper channels and protocols they will have to use.
All right. So
to get their stuff on the radio.
Yes, sir. So like, we of course we're in a different time dispensation now.
Right.
With social media, the emergence of it, what we're doing now, podcasting, YouTube is a big factor. Now the major, so you got to make a decision. If you're an independent artist, if you are really about the grind, because it's a grind,
right,
regardless of how much social media following you have,
right,
it's still a grind. Like you have the capability now to touch people a lot quicker and faster. See, back in the day, cats used to have to go from Miami all the way up to Maine.
Right.
95 South, they did that. Right. 69, they did that. They hopped in the
we
van.
We did it, Cap.
Y'all did it, yeah.
Selling CD, but we had to touch people back then.
You had to touch people.
Yeah.
You had to physically be in these spots.
Right.
With social media and the way that the internet is now, you can click your button and be in those spots. Right. Once you get your material hot, though, and you get your following, listen, take advantage of the independent side, because that's your merchandise. Those are your shows.
Right.
Those are things that you can be doing. Now, as it relates to the radio, radio has always been the cherry on top.
Right.
But it was a lot of work being put in the streets to make that song hot, the connection with the DJs and other influences to make that song hot. Indeed, so that the radio station would then come and say, hey, we need to get that record, because it seems to be moving in the club. As program directors, they get out there and they look, they see what's moving in the club. No different than what an A&R would do at the label.
Right.
The director of programming, that's what they do. Okay. They get out, they listen and hear, okay, this record seems to be good. Let's do some research. And now the research is easy. I can follow you on your social media. I can see how much following you have or whatnot. I can see if you got your business lined up as it relates to the streaming and all of that stuff. Right. Get the business part intact first.
Get your paperwork
Get the
done,
paperwork,
man.
The licensing, get all of that done first. That way, you still have control of your destiny. It's not easy where it's like, okay, I got the CD or I got it on the thumb drive or what have you. Can you upload it and we put it in? So you got to think about it. How many listeners have you actually touched? Because the radio station, just like a TV station, the business is advertisement. The content that we play on the radio is to keep you engaged until the entertainment piece come. When you watching your favorite football game, you're going to watch the game. But generally, if you watching the favorite football game, how many times you actually going to turn that station when the commercial comes on? You're not, because the content of the game and other things that you're watching on television, it keeps you engaged so that when the commercials come, and that's the business. So if you're an artist and you got a hot song, I like to know, hey, how many people have you actually touched with it? Can we see this moving, in a group, not just here in Duval, but let's see Tallahassee, how they moving to it. Check Daytona, how they moving to it. Check, down south, Miami, how they moving to it. Let's go into Carolinas, how they moving to it. Get out of just, okay, I got to move it in Duval first. Yes, you do have to gain the respect of your home team. I agree. But you also got to touch people outside and get, notoriety in the region.
Right.
And once you do that, and then you can start moving in.
Right.
You know, you can start looking at your analytics on social media. Okay, where's the crowd coming from? Where's my most engagement coming from? It's the same thing. So it's not as easy as I get in the studio, I make the record, it's hot, I threw it on my social media. Majors right now, they want to know not just how many followers you have, how much of an influence to those followers that you have before we get behind you and put that money up to do it. So I always say go the independent route. If you got the wallet to do it, do that.
Right.
Do you guys hear that, man? So please, you know, this podcast is to inform as well as entertain.
Right.
And are you entertained and have you been informed by the one and only Gene.com?
Hey, listen, this real talk, no cap. Fire Red was the first DJ I ever stood next to and watched him like really scratch, and he was scratching and doubling up like.
Right. I know.
The first DJ, I was so like, I felt like I was standing next to like Jam Master Jay.
Yeah.
Like the first DJ I'm in his room.
Right.
I mean,
man.
he showed me how to, I was scared.
Man, listen, it's so crazy because I've been his #1 fan since we was kids. Like, he's my real cousin. I mean, he looks like Sinbad, but that's okay. It's okay. And Fat Joe, but it's okay.
But we can rank now, Cap.
But you ain't gonna rank. You ain't ready.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
So I literally was his fan. I watched him. I learned. I sat there and watched Fire. Like when my auntie bought him all this stuff, and his idols was Run DMC.
Man, he was cutting.
He was cutting. He was doing all that.
He was cutting.
And learned how to rap, man. And his rap skills is crazy. So, but anyway.
Listen, man, we brought Gene.com.
You feel me?
You know, hey,
I just wanted to touch on it because Gene said it. He stood next to you.
I'm humble,
I got to give him his flowers while I'm in the room right now. I'm telling you, he's the
I love
first
this
one.
guy right here. I used to go to his grandmother house, and she used to let me go in the refrigerator.
Oh yeah. If you was people like that, like you go in the refrigerator, it's Kool-Aid and all that. Like
I
listen,
say
my
some
grandma
dumb shit like, "Cuz, let me get something to drink." He be like, "Psh, you better go in there and get your own
We couldn't do
Kool-Aid."
that though.
No, listen, man. Listen, God rest her soul, man. Grandmama, she was
Rest
the
in
neighborhood's neighborhood. She,
I love the man.
if you know, you was a usual suspect being in the house, you know. So, growing up, when my mother married my stepfather, he was a company commander in the Navy.
Oh, nice.
So at the time, he got stationed in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and back in those days, the school systems weren't up to par. So my mom thought it best that I stayed with my grandma. So because grandma felt sorry and like, your mama left and all that, she turned one of the rooms into like a game room. So I had the pinball machine, I had the pool table, I had the Atari. I'm talking about the first thing.
Man.
So the neighborhood came to the room. So if you was somebody that was always there or whatnot, yeah, man, go get your own drink because I ain't trying to get up off this asteroids right now.
Right.
You know?
And back in the day, what the football game with the big fat square men with the Sega?
No, the one, no.
Techno Bowl?
No. When the Sega,
that was Techno Bowl.
we were playing the Tecmo Bowl first, but I'm talking about after Tecmo Bowl when the Sega, the Dreamcast.
You talking before John Madden?
Right. Anyway, the
know.
big fat man, and they was, anyway. Yeah,
You talking about Blitz?
Blitz.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You know what I'm talking
Blitz.
about?
Okay.
Yeah, man. But yeah, man. And I want to ask you another question too while we got you here, man, because I love talking to you, my brother.
I'm here, man.
I just want to ask you, what I'm saying, our communities, man, things are getting out of hand, and it's not a love. First of all, it's not a love going around. You know what I'm saying? We need to learn how to love each other again, man. That's very important.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What steps do you think that we can take to gather our youth back? Because right now, man, they out of pocket right now a little bit.
Well, I can legitimately say, and I'm part of the problem. We kind of failed that generation that's right behind us.
Right.
A lot of the big mamas are gone.
Yeah.
Big daddies, they gone.
Right.
The matriarchs or the maitre d's of the family, they gone.
Right.
And it's our responsibility now to reach back and help as many as we possibly can. And we get busy with life.
Right.
A lot of times it's underappreciated, the efforts, like even what y'all are doing, or just, setting up the podcast to get the messages out there. All of that really helps. But, it's a generation out there that was raised by younger parents.
Right.
And a lot of times you see parents, they growing up with the kids, they friends. See, my mama, even at this age, there's still a protocol
Right.
when I'm speaking to my mother.
Facts.
You know, and I pay my own bills. I have my own house. I have my own wife and family.
And
Right.
car,
But when I-
Mercedes, just pulled up in the Benz.
He gonna get me shot at. But it's a protocol still and a respect level.
Facts.
You know, my mama didn't hang out with me and my brothers. That's not what she did.
Our parents weren't our friends.
That's it.
We're not friends.
We're not friends.
We're not friends. And even at 46, right now,
Right.
I'm not your friend.
Facts.
Still yes, ma'am, no,
Still
ma'am.
yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
No, ma'am.
Yeah.
Like I say, it's
Right.
you have to be in proper
Got to.
Protocol at all
protocol
times.
when you're talking
Man,
to moms.
come on.
And I think that a lot of that discipline actions, because now so many laws is stepped in
Right.
which, if you look at it for us, it really wasn't to our benefit.
Right.
When you look at how, you know, the HUD situation has made it, you know, affordable for single parent
Right.
moms, but you can't have a man in the house.
Come on,
Right.
man.
So you know what that does as it relates to, you know,
Right.
somebody, you know, giving them structure
Right.
and things like that. And not all the generation is bad, but just the ones now that I feel like, you know, we got to a point where, you know, the glorification of death is so prominent now,
Right.
in the music or what you see on television, and we shouldn't be desensitized to that.
Right.
You know, I lost my only son to gun violence on a humbug. Like,
I
it
ain't want to
wasn't-
bring that up, Gene. I know that.
It helps me when I do talk about it,
Okay.
because I
All
can help somebody else.
Okay.
The pain that I feel on a daily basis is non-stop.
I can only imagine. My
Yeah,
brother.
it's
I
not-
don't know, but I can only
On the
imagine.
listen, to lose your only son, and it wouldn't matter if I had 19 sons, to lose one,
Right.
period. You know, there are parents out there that have lost both of their kids to gun violence. When you think about that and the sorrow that is left, that the people, because it don't never go away.
Right.
You know, they say, well, with time heals all wounds.
Right.
Listen, I ain't seen it yet.
Right.
I ain't seen it yet. I felt guilty a lot of times after my son passed about even going out and, you know, still trying to make people happy and smile. And so I felt like I was cheating him, but I had to get the understanding, like, if the tables were turned, I would want him to still keep living
Right.
and enjoying the rest of his life. So I know he would want that for me. And, you know, heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Right.
And it's a lot of responsibility with that. But, you know, taking that shot was like the other team hitting a 3-point at the buzzer, man. I didn't see that coming at all.
Man.
And like I said, it was on a humbug. So to answer your question, what we have to do, we definitely got to get back to loving each other.
Right.
But listen, for those that's got young kids out there, get in their life, man. Don't let the telephone raise them. Don't let the cell phones and
Right,
all
that's
of the
what's going on,
tablets,
man, you
and
know.
all of that stuff. You know, technology, I always say, in my opinion, is the gift and the curse.
Right.
Because it's the gift that we are advanced. We can get our hands on stuff. We can do things like this. We can access the internet quick, fast. We can get the information
Right.
really quick. But the fact that it actually turns you into a slave. You put a cell phone in a child's hand. By the time they teenagers, all they're gonna be doing is just looking down
Right.
and scrolling, because that's what it is.
Right.
The
Sticky note to the parents. Take your phone away from the child at least 2 hours or 3 hours out there. Make them go outside and play.
That's what we did, man.
You know,
Yeah.
we played.
Yeah.
We went to the park, got
Couldn't
dirty.
wait, got filthy.
Right.
Filthy.
So
Filthy.
what you say about the parents out there that uphold their kids when they wrong? When you look at Facebook, they try to ignore that they kids on Facebook with guns, and they got like 20 other friends in the background with guns and their pants hanging down, and they try to ignore the fact that their kids are doing wrong. And then when something happened to them, they on TV. My kid was the best. My kid was the best. My kid loved everybody.
Stop
he was
it.
sweet and this and that and the third. Stop lying to yourself.
Stop lying to
What do you
yourself.
say about that, Gene?
Those are sorrowful emotions. You know, unfortunately, I used to tell my son, like, hey, if you get out there in the streets and you live in street wise and something happened to you, man, don't expect for me to stand up at your funeral and say, oh, you was a good kid and all that. I'm not going to do that. Like,
Right.
you know, my mama wouldn't have did it. My
Right.
grandma wouldn't have did it.
Right.
So I'm not going to uphold, you know, stupidity and
Facts.
the ignorance that you got going on
Facts.
in your life. Unfortunately, he did, you know, pass away, and he was not, you know, he was not a street kid. He was not, you know, he was a civilian taking care of his 2 kids.
Oh, man.
You know, he was not a street guy. Wasn't gang related or nothing like that. Like I said, it was on a humbug. But I would say, that's a lot of the problem. I think this generation, the most thing I see from this generation, they feel entitled. Like nobody wants to work for it.
Right.
Like they really feel entitled. Like we do a disservice in giving them everything. Hey,
Everything just come to them.
What happened to the days where young cats used to come around, ring your book, ma'am, may I cut your yard? Sir, may I cut your yard? Well, how much you gonna charge? Man, I just charge you $10.
You remember back in the day? Yeah, I just say red cap.
See, they took away a lot of those programs and stuff like that. And
wood
now
shop, metal shop, homemade, they took everything out of school.
all of that schools and all that. They don't even have like band early on. And I played the trumpet in the 6th grade and went all the way up to high school with it. You can't do that in middle school. Now. Ain't no band or nothing like that. So
we used to be next door to Weezer. We had Weezer next door to the band.
You know what I mean? We had step clubs. Ain't nobody stepping no more, man. Everybody just fighting.
That's it. Taking pictures of their privates and putting them on.
That's where we are.
That's where we at. Yeah.
That's
to the kids out there. Stop taking pictures of your private and putting it on TikTok,
all that, anything, just the Snapchat.
All I see is privates.
So what you say about because I have a big issue about pregnant women smoking cigarettes.
Are you serious?
I'm gonna let you have it.
Yeah, man. You got to touch on it. I have a problem with that.
Hey, listen. I'm gonna just say this, man. I ain't gonna bother with the pregnant ladies, man. Listen, if the Newport is on your thing, I know that studies show that there's chances are that child that you're carrying, something is gonna be wrong.
Something gonna be wrong.
But listen, man. In this day and time, I don't know. Not only has technology changed, medicine has changed. So I don't know. There may be some things that can help curtail that. But if you're smoking and you're pregnant,
come on, man.
Yeah, man.
I had a lot of cigarette babies.
The Surgeon General said.
I had a lot of cigarette and crack babies in my class. Now, I was in slow classes. Now, half of them was cigarette and crack babies. I wasn't. I looked at normal, but I was slow.
You was slow, Cap?
I was slow, Cap. You know it.
I didn't want to say that. Man.
Okay, well.
All right, wait.
Listen, man, I'm not a...
Cat was in the back, behind the baseball field.
For real.
The portable.
All the way back.
Right, the portable.
The portable.
All the way.
They had to drink out the faucet.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Real talk.
The spigot.
The spigot out there around the thing.
I had his and hers bathroom in the class. I never had to go out. They didn't want us out of there. They didn't want you.
They didn't want you out.
They delivered their lunch like a pizza.
I had a kid in there that had a big booty, like he had a pamper on. And I'm just like, why is his booty so big?
He had on like a diet. He had on like a child.
It looked like he literally would pee with his pants like all the way down, standing up. Like at the stall, you stand up.
Tony be a fool, man.
Well, that's the truth.
We at the winner's table today.
The winner's
Sunday.
Table, man. Yeah, cold one too today.
All right. It was beautiful outside.
It's beautiful. Yeah, it's cold.
Come on, man. So go back to letting the people know, man, that, man, you done rock so many concerts, man.
Everything.
Like, every time I look up, man, it's Gene Dot.
It's a blessing, man. One of the things I thought about like a couple of days ago, we got this show coming up with Ricky Smiley, Erykah Badu, and
May 6th, right?
CeeLo Green, May 6th, Mother's Day weekend. And I'm going to be hosting that alongside our brother, comedian A-Train.
A-Train, round of applause for A-Train.
Love A-Train. Grew up in Washington Heights with that boy.
This my brother. Shout out to you, my brother. We love you.
Yes, sir. So that would make the final stage for me. I've touched every major stage in our city.
Right.
From the Times Union, the Arena, Florida Theater, the Ritz, all of the big main stages. I've touched them in my career, and I'm thankful for that.
Yeah, man.
I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful to be a part of the culture. I'm just thankful to still be a part of the conversation.
But you smart.
Hey, that's a blessing,
bro.
itself.
You just like, you smart, man. You. If I had your brain,
I was in them classes too, Tony. I ain't gonna let you sit there by yourself, man. Listen,
no, man.
I ain't make the honor roll like no. Listen, no cap. I ain't make the honor roll from elementary. I ain't make it again to my senior year. The first 9 weeks.
Dang.
Well, if you weren't smart, my brother, you definitely dressed smart.
Oh, I was trying to fit in.
You definitely dressed smart.
I was trying to fit. It was so much pressure at Reigns, man. Back then,
Damn sure was.
It was a lot of pressure to try to keep up I had to work.
Yeah.
Winn-Dixie, get my check every Tuesday, go buy me a polo shirt every Wednesday, be broke on Thursday.
Right.
And you waiting again. But it was a lot of pressure.
Tony D went to Reebok, so he don't know nothing.
Oh, Tony D, you went to Reebok?
Yeah, man. I'm a Trojan.
Right.
I didn't know that, man.
I believe blue.
Listen, I rock with the Trojans. Listen.
All these guys over here Trojans too.
I see that fire red. What you put me in?
I'm with you, my brother. I'm with you in the paint.
But listen,
It's
man.
bond for life.
Listen, that culture though, that Northwest Classic culture,
Right.
man. It
It's
ain't
beautiful.
nothing. It ain't nothing else like it.
It
It ain't nothing else like it, man. And I say every year, we gotta have them Trojans a part of it because we need them to thrive as well.
Right.
Like I rode for when they was trying to change the name.
Yeah.
I went over there and promoted. Hey, y'all come and vote. Don't change Reebok name, man. It's Reebok.
Right.
They said they bought up facts. The family bought up facts to say no, he was not a slave owner. This, that, and the third. Da 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 da. And they kept the name the same.
Dang.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I
went
ride
to
for that.
where is Gene Reebok? He got a plantation. Where is his? He got a plantation out somewhere, going somewhere, and I went there and seen all the memorabilia and artifacts, pictures, and whatnot. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He wasn't
A slave owner.
But that's just what I'm talking about. That's the reason why I had to have you on the show, man, to break it out because, man, you not only just smart, man, but you do so much in the community that people don't really see Gene do. They see Gene out here in the cameras and lights and stuff like that, but you get it in the mud.
Yeah, I be trying to stay behind the scenes, man. And like I said, just connect the dots. Like, if whatever lane you running in and you reach out, man, I want you to be the greatest in that lane that you running in. Like we all could be great. It's no sense of me sitting back and like, oh, well, who Tony think he is? Who Fire Red think they is? I ain't going on that. Man, listen, we got to get out of that mentality because me helping you light your candle or you helping me light my candle don't take away from your shine as your own individual candle.
Man. Did you
and
hear
you
that?
gotta
Clap up for that.
Say that again,
Clap
bro.
up for that, Fire.
Say that.
That's
Listen,
crazy.
Say that again.
helping somebody else light their candle does not take away from your shine as an
Right.
individual candle. Like I get the blessings is helping people.
Right.
That's the blessing. The blessing
love
is
to see
helping
people
people.
smile,
and
man.
exactly. And just I'm genuine about it. Like what you see is what you get. If I can do something and I tell you I'm gonna do it, my word is good.
Right.
If I tell you I can't do it, my word is good on that
Right.
end too.
Right.
I ain't gonna like drag you along and you got to call me 15 days to see if we can get it done and all that. If I can do it, it's done.
Right.
If I can't, then I can't. And that just goes back to like I said, my stepfather, my biological father, he was in and out the system. Didn't really have, him as the father figure like I would want it to. And I ain't crying over that spilled milk. It is what it is.
Right.
But you learn things along the way. Like, the one thing I can say he taught me to be the type of father I didn't want to be.
Right.
So you utilize or you break that generational curse.
To motivate you.
It motivated me, right. I think about, the relationship he had, with my grandfather.
Right.
And how the relationship was. So he may or may not knew how to be
A father.
a father. So, with that, it lacked skills. He didn't have the tenacity to say, oh, let me just try it anyway or do it. He didn't do that. Some people fold to it, but I didn't want to do that.
Right.
I wanted to be an effective parent to my kids, and I'm thankful for the lessons that I learned along the way.
Man, I tell you, I lost my dad too. To go off of what you're saying, I lost my dad at the age of 12, and my dad he had a brain tumor, so I do a 5K walk in honor of him. And I try to tell people, man, you gotta use a situation like that to motivate you to be great. Sometimes people blame their parents if they lose their life or they on drugs to act out in the streets.
Right.
And I tell them, look, no matter what it is, that's you.
Correct.
So you're going to go to prison or get killed because you can't bring your parent back.
Nope.
So you got to use that to motivate you. And I tell people all the time, my story, man, is I use my struggle to become great. That's the reason why I'm out here right now, man, trying to be great. And trying to, let everybody know, my comedian friends and everybody. I try to show love because at the end of the day, I know how I feel. You know what I'm saying? I know how I feel to be told no when somebody can open the door for me.
Grinding.
Grinder, man. Give it up for Tony D, man.
Keep it over Tony.
Let me give
He
Tony
almost
D his
made me-
flowers
he almost
right
made me
now.
cry real quick.
Yeah, I was
Tony
getting a
D.
little lusted up
I'm
myself,
getting
man. Let me tell you about this guy. Tony, whether you give him 3 minutes, 30 minutes, or an hour, he gonna rock. I saw this man do a 2.5 minute set. He opened up for Nephew Tommy that came here a couple of months back. I had the pleasure of introducing him. He rocked in 2.5 minutes because everything was like hustle and bustle. I done seen him do a 30-minute set before. I done seen him on an hour before.
Yeah.
Like the cat, you get whatever. He's always gracious for whatever time that you give him, and he takes it and uses it as a
Well,
building
let me get
block.
Tony D his flowers too, man. Tony D been doing this for a long
time.
since we was kids. I ain't talking about before
Before he knew he was a comedian.
I mean, Tony D used to have us. We was cheering, man. Tony D used to have us cracking up, man. Because Tony D was always the cat. We were like, Tony D, go jump the fence and run the dog, and he'll go jump the fence and you feel me and make it.
Yeah.
You feel me?
They say run the dog.
Tony D, man. My mom used to be like, Tony, nah, you done been over here 3 weeks now. Don't come back to my house.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Tony D would come back, hide on side of the bunk bed.
Yeah.
And when and hide for about 8 hours like he had a job on the side till my mama went to work
It came out.
and came out.
I did not want to go back to Washington Heights, man.
That's a true story.
That's a true story, man. Firehouse was everything.
It was, man.
But we had blueberry muffins. Shout out to my brother Eric because he used to
Yeah.
fix all the blueberry and eat them all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know how back in the day it was like the little 12.
Yeah.
You could make 12 muffins.
Right.
He took 6 and we had to divide.
Yeah.
3.
3.
No,
Yeah, three.
it was 3 of us.
Right.
It was Tony D,
think
me,
I had
and my
2.
cousin Sean.
Okay.
So we got 2 apiece and he got 6.
He got 6.
got
That wasn't right.
Oh,
That wasn't
Eric.
right. Yeah, Eric was
That's
he was Debo.
Yeah, I saw Eric scratching too. Eric used to be in there scratching too.
Eric
But
the one got me influenced into it because he had a job back
right,
then.
and
So
but
he was buying equipment.
you surpassed him because you was practicing every day.
I was practicing.
every
He was
day.
working.
He was working.
Yeah.
He was working.
And he
I-
told me right there, he was like, man, you need to get back there with Fire Red, man. He don't want to really know what he's doing.
Yeah.
Shit, be back there. I said, Jay, man, I was like, oh my gosh.
So to any up and coming Lil one that want to get into the radio field,
Comedy, anything.
comedy,
Because
because you're a great comedian too. It's natural.
yeah.
I ain't really that funny, man. I
But
be
you know
telling,
you funny,
real
bro.
stuff.
You're
Be real.
natural.
That stuff I be saying be real
real.
stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Be real.
saying.
And
right.
people be laughing at me, but I don't
It's real.
think it's funny. I'm
Yeah.
dead serious.
You dead serious.
I'm dead
I
But
serious.
that'd be the funniest material.
Yeah.
Life, yourself.
Yeah. I mean, it's based off a true story. Like, I wish I did have the skill set to actually be one, to have the memory, to remember that
That's the hard
material.
part.
Because I know that it's a process. I look at you, I look at Train, I look at some of the other greats. I know it's a process, like how you even build the show, like the intro, how you gonna come out, the first punchline you gonna give them,
Yeah.
and then that goes into something else, and then something like you telling a story. I wish I was that gifted, man. I just like to say what I like to say and just get off, and go to the next one.
I've heard you on many a platform, my brother.
You natural with it. Like I love when you bring me out. Like you done brought me out on a lot of big shows, and I'd be like, dang, and that really amps me up. You know what I mean? Because when I look good and I get introduced like you bring me on. That just put fire up under me. Man. I'd be like, I'm so
you finna
confident.
rock. Yeah.
I'm finna rock this thing. Like when we did the Nephew Tom, I did 4 shows. We did 4 shows. And man, you was like, what you want? Well, how you want me to get you? You want me to do it like that? Yes, sir. Double like that.
I know. Listen, I know it was getting ready to get set off. I know what the people, and that was good crowds too. Like all 4 shows, it was like just great crowds.
Yeah,
the
it was.
momentum was great.
Right.
The energy was great.
Yeah.
So when you come into that type of setting, like it's easy. It's like the people be like putty because they just want to be molded into
Right.
something funny.
Right.
And Tony D come in, he set the stage, and boom, boom, boom. They was ready for Nephew Tom
Best
and anything
kept
else after that.
secret.
He is, man.
It's the best kept secret.
Definitely so, man. I love this setup.
Right.
I think you guys are gonna be around for a very long time.
Yeah, for sure.
I was honored that, even though he's my cousin, like we blood, I was honored that he was like, cuz, I want you to be on this journey with me. And
that's
I was
real.
honored, man. I appreciate the call. Let me hug you.
That's real.
Love you too.
Yeah.
I love my cousin. Know what I'm talking about?
All we was missing
Like
was a
bacon
little
and egg
card.
sandwich.
A little card. I would have stopped and got y'all a card for that moment. Definitely so, man. Man, I appreciate y'all having me. Not that I'm wrapping up anything. I just want to tell y'all thank you while it was on my mind.
Hey, man, thank you.
came to me-
The first episode.
Right. When he came to me and said,
Very
"Cuz,
first.
he, first of all, we're supposed to have a couple of, I ain't gonna get to see surprise with, so I ain't gonna say that part. But
Oh, no, y'all got some heavy hitters coming up.
yeah, we
now.
got some heavy hitters.
Y'all
This
got
ain't
some
no.
heavy hit- this ain't no-
Can I cuss? Can I cuss?
No, you can't. Well, you
Okay.
can. If you want
This
to.
ain't no bullshit.
No, you got some heavy hitters coming. You told me the lineup, y'all.
This Winter Circus podcast is
Table.
Oh, excuse me. Table. for the people who win the circles, my bad.
Yeah.
It's the winner's
The
table.
winner's
The winner's
Table, baby.
tables. Yeah.
My bad. You heard, he got me quick.
Yes, sir.
Table.
It's the table.
Table. Winner's
Yeah.
table. Excuse me. The winner's table, man.
Y'all got
we
some
got
real
heavy
deal.
hitters.
Y'all some real deal folks coming, man.
Yeah, man.
Coming
Yeah.
when y'all get
Watch
to
out.
the 100th,
Episode.
the 100th episode.
You
I
got to
wanna
come back. Yeah.
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 I come back the 100th episode. I might have a little bit more to tell y'all. I don't
Oh,
know.
man, it's going to be hot. I already know,
we got some more to tell, but we gonna,
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Man, I it's just a beautiful thing. I just can't stress this enough because we have to help one another. I just can't stress that enough. I have family, man, that don't want to even share. It don't even cost nothing to share my
if you,
video.
If you on my live right now, share it. If you on Tony D Live,
Listen,
share
man.
it right
This-
now. If you on Gene Live,
This is the reason
share
why
it.
we can't be rich. And like everybody else, they would inbox me people they don't even know videos. They would literally inbox me some meme, some video of a funny something, and I'd be saying to myself, I had a lot of funny stuff on my page, and nobody shared that. And I'm like, you on the computer. I watch you because you be on the computer all day like you ain't got a job.
Facebook don't lie. You see the green.
You can see the green light, so you know
Right.
you ain't got no job. So I know I got a lot of family members that ain't got no job.
Right.
They just sit home all day long, and you mean to tell me you can't share my video?
And then the sad part, they be like, man, I wasn't on Facebook. Man, I ain't shit.
Can't lie. The green
Listen,
light
man,
tell
the
it.
green
Tell you.
light said you're alive.
you're
You
alive.
you hot right now.
Yeah, we definitely see you. But everybody got family members like that.
Yeah.
I got family members that, they not gonna render no support or anything like that. And I really even stopped looking for it long time ago, because here's what I do realize. If you spend time acknowledging those that don't support you,
Right.
then you're ignoring the people who actually do.
Oh man! Whoa, man! He hit us with one, y'all. Y'all gotta clap it up for that.
This guy.
Oh
just
man, that's why I told him he's smart.
guys need to run for mayor one.
Come on, man.
Would you run for mayor?
No,
Why?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Well, I don't even want. The fact that you even said that, I don't even want them to even come at me and be like, "Come on, man, put your name in the hat. We need you." Never. Listen, I've
He was adamant. No.
I do. I've helped people get elected.
Oh yeah.
Yes, you have.
I've helped people get elected, stood by their campaigns. I've, if I don't agree with something, because see, I'm this is what I'm for. All right, so I want to make my political stance clear.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I am a bona fide Democrat. However, clap it up. However, I do know that there are Republicans who actually can get the job done. In politics, it's about relationships. And see,
Right.
once you get behind the curtain, remember like the Wizard of Oz?
Yeah.
When they finally made it behind the curtain, they saw that the wizard was really just this person
man. He was
talking
a
through.
person.
He was just a
Right.
person, right? So when you get behind the curtain, just like prosecutors work with the lawyers who are defenders, who defend. They work together to come up with plea deals and things like that.
Right.
Same thing is with Republicans and Democrats. They work together. So don't be blinded by the fact that just because a person is a Democrat, they may look like us, that they got the black community at heart. Because sometimes it's about a job placement. Sometimes it's about having that resource and being close to it with not even having us in mind. And a lot of times we vote on emotion. We vote on the color. We vote on, my cousin's supporting them and all that. Listen, get the facts and what you
get the facts, man. That's the most important part.
Get the facts. So sometimes I've supported somebody and I wasn't a favorite for doing it. Now, I've been talked about because that person was a Republican or they, didn't look like me. But these people are actually moving the envelope to get things done for us. Forget all the him and how many, and hey, look at me and vote for me because I look like you. If you don't have the relationships in politics, that when you run up the agenda for us and they decline it, whether it's a bill or something that needs to be signed or what have you, and they decline it because you don't have the relationship with them, but the person that we didn't vote for actually did have the relationship with the person, but we didn't vote for them, so we still didn't get anything done.
Facts.
So we got to look at that. But because I know that it's a dirty game, I would never put my name in a hat for it. I'd rather just stay behind the scenes. Let me look at your platform. Let me look at your agenda. And I'm going to tell you that what I respect about politicians who lose. If you lose and you disappear, like you stop doing the work, then I knew it was just about a job.
That's so
because
real.
If you lose and you still out there
active,
that means it wasn't about the job.
That means
it was in your heart.
Really trying to make a change.
It was in your heart. I remember America, pieces of America got mad at Cube because Cube was going to go have a conversation
with Donald Trump.
And I'm like, however you may feel about Donald Trump at the time, at least Cube was trying to have a conversation. Because he had the agenda at hand. He hasn't been able to have a conversation with this new administration. Now, that doesn't make this new administration bad or whatever, but what about us? What about us? We saw that, a hate crime bill got signed, not even, 2 or 3 months for the foreigners, for the Asians. A hate bill.
Oh, yeah. Facts.
All right. When we going to get one signed? You telling me ain't no hate on us? We ain't never been we ain't never been the victims of hate crime?
Man, I'm trying to tell you, man.
Never? Man, we can go back 400 plus years. That's the biggest hate crime in the world. So Cube said it best. We behind enemy lines, and if we don't galvanize and get together and realize, first of all, African Americans, we spend enough money to be our own country in itself.
In itself.
We're the biggest consumers. They know that.
Man, listen, and to touch on that, I have a problem with, like you said, we always trying to reach when somebody do something to us. But we don't never reach when us do something to us.
Man, don't start me on that, man.
It is so hard. And you know what? Man, we do. Because they told me,
we got about 45 minutes, 15 minutes. Let's go.
Some people told me, let the streets deal with the streets. Gonna deal with the street. No, it's us hurting each other. What can we do? Don't come at me when a person outside our race do something to us. Come to me when we are hurting each other.
And again, that goes back to what I said earlier. We're so desensitized to it. It's like it's normal. And I don't like the hypocrisy with the whole.
And that's when the people don't really understand.
No, that's because they ain't lost a child. See, when you lose a child, it changes your perspective on the Black Lives Matter. Listen, if a police officer, if y'all ever heard a police officer, I got killed by the police, he just wanted to kill me.
Facts.
It wasn't because I was disrespectful to him. It wasn't because, pig, you do cop. And run. I'm not going to do anything to antagonize you, to make you. Now, if you just kill me, it was a bad day for you. I was at the wrong place at the wrong time. I'm dead. But it wasn't because I was resisting arrest. It wasn't because I refused to show you my ID. I took you through changes. I ain't going through all of that. My mission, if I ever have an encounter with a police officer and I'm being corrected, my biggest objective is to hurry up and get you gone. I'm going to do everything you ask me to do calmly and respectfully. Okay?
Man, listen, Gene.
I'm going to do that.
Man, like you just said, man, we watch videos of all these people of our race think they know the law. They want to get into a debate with the police when you know you done got pulled over because your tail light was out. Now, I used to be that person.
I used to be that person.
I was young and hot-headed and crazy.
Hot-headed and crazy.
Fi was my right-hand man at all the time.
Right-hand damn man.
Fi ain't had no license. We was on Norwood. We get pulled over in a Chevy. I think I ain't have a tag on or something. I was lost tag or
Cuz
something.
had
Like
a wave cap on, the gold teeth.
I had 2 gold teeth just on my front 2 teeth. That's all I had.
And I asked him, why did he do that?
And I said-
With the tooth in the front.
Soon we got pulled over.
Right.
Doggone, if I say, car, don't do it.
Right.
I used to be like, what you pull me over for?
I said, cuz,
He said, cuz, calm
do it.
down.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
let me handle it.
And this man, I'm telling you, man, this man gave an alias out this world. I say, who is Robert Lee?
Cuz, hey,
I think everybody used Robert Lee. I think my daddy used to use Robert Lee.
.com. I had
Robert Lee was popular. My daddy used Robert Lee.
Yeah. I told him I had the social security number, everything
To a
down pat. I'm
T.
like, cuz, let me handle it now. Just let me, cuz we got too much. We got too much going on in the car. In the car.
Yeah, man.
Right.
But Cat used to be a little hot. He used to be a little hot headed.
I was.
And then he had the right because I don't know what they pulled us over for at the moment. But the whole objective to the story, man, you got to conform.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
know what I'm saying?
and
like you said, like Jock Khan said, if they want to kill you, man, don't give them no reason because
Don't
they
give 'em no
already
reason.
they ready.
Right. If that's just what it's gonna be.
Right.
But on the flip side of that, somebody like that look like me is probably not gonna give me that chance.
Right.
Like my life is probably gonna end. So I'm saying, we got to be. To your point.
Yeah.
We have to be just as adamant about black on black as we are as Black Lives Matter.
Right.
We have to be just as adamant. If we could then say, okay, we ain't gonna tolerate this, and we need to start implementing such things that we can police ourselves.
Right.
See, back in the day, the era that we come from, certain, like, our neighborhood was infested with drugs.
Yeah.
Infested with drugs.
Right.
Like, if you could sell drugs.
Right.
Like, if you could sell drugs quicker than you can get a loaf of bread.
Right.
Right.
Easy.
Easily.
From where we from.
Yeah.
I remember, like, this drug dealer stayed across the street from me. But he would give me money to not ever come over to his house, stand in his yard. Hey, continue to keep going to school. Let me see your report card, what it looked like. You got respectable parents, your mama, your grandma, your auntie, all of them, they mind their business. You are not allowed. This is not
And
your life.
That's what that generation before
Before
our
us
generation
did
did
for us.
Yeah,
they
fact.
didn't let us.
They didn't let us get involved in
Right.
that. If,
Right.
hey, go to the park, be a
Right.
part of that atmosphere,
Yeah.
and do that. They were governing
Right. The neighborhood.
the neighborhood.
Right.
They catch you doing anything off the flip, they gonna call you. They come out
Exactly.
and take what you got.
Even though they was living illegally,
Right.
they
Right.
didn't let the kids
Right.
get involved. The children get involved in that, and I think that's something that we lack now. We don't have that, that telltale where we're saying, "Hey, check it. Listen, you're not gonna. This not your life.
Right.
All right. So I don't want you over here. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give you a couple of dollars. Stay in school. I want to see what your report card look like. Hey, stay respectable to your parents and all that, because they watching just like." My grandmom and all them was watching, but see, my grandparent and mom and them, they mind their own business.
Right.
If it wasn't affecting the house,
The household.
and because of that, they looked out for the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Right.
Like we didn't have no break-ins or nothing like that, because everybody was watching the crib.
That's real.
From their standpoint and where they was watching it from, but they looked out for us and they cared about it.
Yeah.
And that's something that our generation, we got
It
to
is.
reach back.
And we seeing it every day on Facebook, man. We got grandmoms out here 35 years old, lace fronts.
Yeah.
And they gonna beat the grandchild to the club.
Yeah, they out there.
You feel me?
Yeah, I
I remember
remember my grandbaby.
grandmamas back in the day
Shout out
used
to
to
the
have their
lakefront
wigs.
grandmamas.
I remember back in the day, our grandmamas had a wig. It used to sit right here.
Sit up, yeah,
But you
top.
knew she was bald headed. But she had that wig, and
right.
if that wig shake, you in
You
trouble.
in shape. I mean, I'm talking about you in shape.
Yeah, no, you in
You
trouble.
in
trouble
trouble.
if that wig-
If the wig shake, you in trouble.
You in trouble.
Because that means that she was doing too much explaining.
Right.
If her wig was
The belt coming out next.
Come on, man.
She done said too many words.
What?
wasn't no
She done said
belt
it
back
too many
then.
times already.
Switches.
Just switches, belts,
Belt,
hangers,
anything she could pick up.
grab. Listen,
Facts.
my mama, you know
used to
how
take
like
the switches and do them like this, braid them.
my mama back in the day, you couldn't ask her who she was on the phone with.
Oh,
Oh yeah, you couldn't
Like
do
she
none
was
of
on
that.
the phone and all that,
Yeah.
and you'd be like, "Mama, who you talking to?" Just out the blue, man. My mom be like, "Hold on, that whole, the block phone."
Oh,
Right.
man.
Bang.
Don't ask her who she talking to
Right.
on that phone.
Who was you to ask? First of all, you wasn't even supposed to be talking.
During that time when company came,
Right.
We go in the room.
We go in the room.
Go in the
I'm saying,
room.
I'm getting ready to have company.
Gonna have company.
And you going on
Going
to the
in
back.
the room.
Take
Yep.
your Kool-Aid and all that back
Yeah.
onto the back.
And our mothers were special because they didn't talk to you. They'll look at you, be like,
Exactly. And you knew what time it was.
Yeah.
You
And
back
depending on
back
how
like
the
the
look-
police had the gun on you. Back back like.
Depending on how that look was,
Yeah, man,
you might
you
want to
knew.
go on and get into bed early.
Come on.
Because after tucking and leave, you're behind getting beat.
Tell me, did y'all remember this? I got a surprise for you when you get home.
Right.
Oh, boy.
right.
Mama got a prize for the car. I'm ready to get there. We ain't know it was a whipping.
Right.
Right. Got a surprise
Got a
for you when you
surprise
get
for
home.
you.
And then the worst part was when she say, "I'm gonna beat your ass," and she go to sleep. She might think it's over, like the whipping. She
make
forgot
that-
about it.
She
No.
waiting on you to go to sleep.
Come on,
Wait,
man.
no, she go because she had them work the whole day.
Yeah.
Gene, can I ask you this, Gene?
Yes, you can.
Did you have your cousins come over and your mom and them wanted to save water, so she put all y'all in the tub at one time?
Nah, because like my so
Jesus.
my no. No, let me answer your question. No, and the reason why is because I had female cousins.
Yeah.
So when they came over, they took a bath together.
Oh, okay.
But we wasn't all taking a bath.
Oh, okay.
Taking a bath together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to take a bath
My
with-
brothers, they used to have to take a bath together.
Right,
'cause
right.
They was little growing up.
Right.
But me, I had the solo.
Man,
solo
five,
show.
man, we took a bath together in 12th grade.
No, man, I don't think I would have said that.
I told my mom, no, that's the truth.
In 2022.
Yeah, that's true.
Not in 2022.
I told my
man.
aunt-
That's not saving water. That's,
we was
that's
lined
setting up a
up- we were-
situation that
we-
y'all will
we-
probably regret
we were
talking
lined
about
up-
that on the
yeah,
podcast.
yeah.
Man, I would turn the mic off right now, man. I wouldn't keep going with that story.
Mr. Gary, we're gonna edit that part out.
Hey, listen, I wouldn't keep going with that story. Not in 2022 in the 12th grade, y'all saving water. Because both of y'all grown and y'all got hair at this point. So, after hair, when you see the hair, that's when it's solo.
That's what I told her. I said,
Listen.
I can't do this no more.
Listen, I remember my mama bathing me up to about 5 years old.
Oh, man.
And after that, she turned the rag over to me.
Right.
And it was a solo situation since then.
Right.
And I was glad of that because, when you get a
That
certain
little man,
age,
that little man
you
started.
don't want mama
Come
seeing
on.
that.
But what did you say about the women who breastfeeding their kids at 5? They standing up already on the breast.
No, listen,
What'd you say
man.
about that?
That's
I seen that on World Star.
a slowful.
That's crazy.
That's a slowful mama in training right there.
Slowful
That's
mama
a
in
slowful mama in training right there. Bless her heart.
Yeah.
5 years old.
Yep. Standing up on the
Standing
breast.
up on it.
I saw it on World Star.
At 5.
Own it.
But and I love like everybody their ethnic background. But salute to the Mexicans, man. They push their children in strollers.
Right.
At least till they 18
To they
years old.
18.
Little Julio feet be dragging the stroller, and it's like, dang, man, you almost. You could walk, man. Like you really,
Right.
little Julio should be pushing somebody.
And I never seen a little
in the stroller.
Mexican girl
It's
like
funny.
in tights. They always had on Easter dresses and boots.
Yep,
Pumas.
and boots. Yep.
Come on, man.
They do,
Pumas.
man.
Right.
They do. But you know what I like about them? They hard workers.
Right.
They don't complain about the wages.
They do not complain.
They do not complain
They don't.
about the wages. They'll
Because
do a
you know
whole
what?
roof.
They have a system that we all need to adapt to.
Yeah. What is it?
They have the family. They got one family. I don't
one
care how
house.
many family in the house. It might be 4 families in one house.
4 families in one house.
Then everybody gonna go to work. Everybody
Yep.
gonna bring home a paycheck and give it to that family, and then they take that money and take it to their
And
country.
build another
or
house
build
or
another
something
house.
like that.
But everybody live the same. When I say that is, if you dirty, you gonna be all dirty.
It's okay, but the outcome.
Because you know how in our household, one of us clean.
What you say? They equal. They equal in their house.
They equally dirty.
So it ain't gonna never be no problem.
Right, because one somebody gonna be clean.
You hear me?
I love the Mexicans. Mexicans, if you listen to our podcast,
Oh yeah, we love y'all.
Oh, you definitely love y'all.
We
man.
love y'all.
because if it wasn't for Taco Bell and all that shit, how you say it, Lanapoleros, and I don't know what I would do. You hear me?
Facts.
Look, man.
I would like to see before we close out, man. I would like to see more support of black businesses,
Yes, sir.
black entrepreneurs, because that's what keeps our community going.
Right.
It literally takes about 5 to 7 minutes for the black dollar to leave our community.
Right.
It won't circulate in our community. It literally takes
Yeah.
that because we're gonna go support
Right.
those folks that handle our crabs.
Right.
Fortunately, they look like the same people that do your toes and your hair.
Facts.
I mean, do your nails
Right.
or whatnot. Now, we're gonna get a stylist. We're gonna get a stylist. Our people. We're gonna give them that money.
Yeah, that's
but
real.
outside of that, we're gonna go spend outside of the community. So, encouraging all black entrepreneurs to hold on to the good fight, and we as consumers gotta support them.
Right. And to elaborate on that, But you say about the ones who has the businesses that give attitude and stuff like that when situations happen, or they don't have sweet tea. You know, if I come to your restaurant to show you some love,
I knew this was a personal testimony, right?
you know, I'm always giving to you. And you tell me you out of sweet tea. That's where the heart is at. Now, one
Sweet
restaurant
tea.
I went to, it ain't last long. And
For black businesses,
but it was
if you have a restaurant, keep the sweet tea coming.
Come on, and I went there and I came out. I had me some yellow rice, and there was a toenail in my yellow rice.
But stop, man.
Honestly, this is on my daddy's grave. It was a toenail, and I went back in there and I said, "Sir, it was a toenail in my yellow rice." Oh, you're just trying to sue me. You're just trying to. I wasn't. All I was saying, I ain't even want my money back. I was just saying,
Can I get some more rice?
I don't even want no more
come
rice.
on,
If
man.
a toenail in
A toenail was in it, bro.
Toenail.
I can understand.
I almost ate that.
I can understand the fingernail, but
That wouldn't
how,
have been good, man. You talking about
No,
having
this
a
is
foot,
real.
Talking about having a foot in your
how
mouth.
does a toenail?
Fat.
I'm about having a foot in
I'm
your
ba-
mouth.
And that's all we saying. Like because we want to do that. We want to support. Yeah, we want to support all that. You know, because I love my black people.
I love
you
it.
know.
I say this though, like we're very critical on ourselves.
Facts.
We're very, very we lack a lot of understanding when it comes to us. But we'll give other establishments another chance, even though they know they're gonna run us over. So what I would say is, you know, if you're getting, you know, great service from a black establishment, and then the one time or the two times you had give them an opportunity to fix it. Like we run the social media, hey, don't go to this, don't do this because they this, that, and that. But we don't do that with other establishments. And you're not gonna tell me they always get it right. You're not gonna tell me that.
That's facts.
So, you know, we can start when we say loving each other, we can start treating each other better in how we present negativity. Maybe we can curtail it by not doing it. Maybe we have a conversation with the person or the owner before we go and blast it on social media, because I think that helps. And another thing too, like we gotta stop posting violent videos.
Oh my
Like
God.
if we could stop doing that.
That's my point.
And I think reality TV made it acceptable because, you know, most reality TVs, when they first came out, everybody was fighting on TV.
Right.
So then you see it in social media, you just share it or whatnot. And I think, like, okay, sometimes it's entertainment, but we are actually putting the imagery out there that it's okay for us to violently treat each other like that.
Right.
So I don't participate in those sharing of the videos and all that. And I think if we could, you know, get a grasp on that and be like, you know what, that's ignorant. I ain't got to show it because I can't even watch it anyway. Like people getting shot and all that stuff, I can't watch the stuff. Like I barely even watch the news anymore because it's just so much bad news. And it touches me in a different way.
Right.
So, you know, if we could do that, I think that would at least start, you know, the love, because we need a love movement with us. We need black on black love.
That's
Y'all
it.
hear that? The world, Duval County.
We need
the world,
black on black
everybody,
love.
y'all hear that?
Yeah.
So, MrGene.com. Man, we love you, man.
We love you.
And I
Thank
love
you for
y'all
coming
back,
out
man.
and blessing the Winners Table
Winners Table, man, podcast.
Yes, our
like-
first show, man.
This is special, man. I'm
This
gonna
is
look
really
back
special.
on this, man. I'm gonna cry a little later.
Listen,
and
man,
I'm crying. I'm
for
kind
me
of
to-
soft right now
for
about
me,
this.
for me to make the like I said, the very first one, man. That's historical right there, man. And I
yes,
appreciate
sir.
y'all thinking about me and letting me kick it off for you.
Yeah,
we
man.
love you,
Thank
I hope I
man.
gave y'all some good content. I
You
wasn't
gave
boring.
us some excellent guys. I'm looking at my feed right now, man.
it's crazy.
They loving it, man.
They love you, man. And thank you so much for blessing me, man, keeping it 100 with me as always. And
Absolutely.
I'm going to forever be
I'm a fan.
indebted to you.
I'm forever indebted.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
forever indebted.
You call me, I'm coming. And it ain't no money. Y'all hear that? He ain't got to pay me. I'm coming. He ain't got to pay me. I'm
Ladies and
coming.
gentlemen, this is the Winners Table.
Winners
If you're
Table.
at this table, you are a winner. You hear me?
Yes, and let me tell y'all, we want to clap this up and thank you, Steve Thomas, comedian Steve Thomas, and comedian Swift for coming through, showing me love.
Oh, it really is a nigga named Swift out here.
And he's Swift.
That's Swift.
Yeah. Thank y'all, man.
We love you, man. We out here.
February the 19th, David Garrard, Jacksonville's
Told you I
own.
got some heavy hitters coming, boy.
That's the first one. That's the first Jaguar. So, hey, you want all your
February the
questions?
19th.
February 19th, man.
And we're going to have the link. We're going to have the link where you guys can tune in to the Winners
YouTube.
Table podcast.
Yep.
We're going to have all the links and stuff posted up.
Yep.
So y'all
Make sure
look
I
out,
get it,
man. We
so I
coming.
want to share it.
Oh, yeah, please.
All right, man. Y'all have a good one, man. Peace.
All right, peace out.